Here we have a new 2026 Cadillac Escalade ESV. Now this one comes in the luxury trim level. Black Raven is the paint, and then we have the jet black Mulan leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine that's made into a 10-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED signature lights. I have the signature lights on now. And when you see this thing coming down the road, it does have quite a presence to it. And that's one of the reasons that the Escalades sell, especially in this area, better than pretty much anything else out here. They don't stay long. These are gonna be 22-inch alloy wheels. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front, power running boards. And then this has the touring package on it, so a $4,000 option, but it gives you these power opening and closing doors here. They do soft close as well, which is nice to have. Memory seat functions there. We get one touch up and down windows on all four doors. Power mirror controls are here, and we can power fold them. They do have blind spot monitors in them. The power door lock controls. And then when you pull that up, once it's open, it'll actually close back by itself. Now we get a 21 speaker AKG studio sound system. Hood release is there. Electronic parking brake, trailer brake controller, full four-wheel drive here, your drive modes, air suspension, we can toggle that, and a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. But here is the seat itself for the driver with four-way power lumbar support. Nice side pocket here as well. But I want to give a huge thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Escalade ESV today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out this space here. Make sure the seat's all the way back. So pretty good space back here. Again, with me being 6'3", my knees aren't touching the back of the seat. With a panoramic roof, I have an inch or so of headroom, which is decent. Seat back pockets are on both sides here. Rear AC vents are here. We get 3-stage heated outboard seats. Bottle holders here. And then down below, 2 USB-C charge ports and a 3-prong household plug-in. There's a look at the front from back here. And then to the third row, we get a USB-C charge port on either side there. And then these pop out from the ceiling. You can hang your shirts there if you need to. So there's a soft close there if you were curious. You don't have to use a power door, but it's nice that you have that flexibility depending on your situation. Fuel filler's there. Because this is that 420 horsepower V8, premium is recommended to get the full power output, but not required. And there's a look at the back end. We get full LED tail lights. Trailer hitch is behind this cover if you want to hook anything up to that. Spare tire. And then here's the cargo space behind the third row. Of course, with this being the ESV, we get quite a bit more room, so you can actually have everybody here and all their baggage. Our top tethers on the back of all 5 of those seats there. Get a 3-prong household plug-in here. You can power release the second row, and then you can power fold the third row. So I'm going to show you the difference between when the third row is down and when the second and third row is down compared to when the second and third row is up. So even more space if you want to configure it a certain way. Now over here to the rear passenger side, you can fold this up. You can actually tumble the seat forward by hitting that twice, or just fold it by hitting it once, and then you can use this to adjust the seat bottom. This is for both sides. And then you have your lower anchors right there. And then our front passenger seat, same adjustability as the driver's side, power with 4-way power lumbar support. And then we're gonna take a quick look at this window sticker, and you all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. So the Luxury has quite a few standard features I wouldn't expect, like the heads-up display, having the magnetic ride control. But $114,960 is that sticker price. And then you do have a storage spot here, a USB-C charger, and then an HDMI port to hook up to this entertainment screen for the front passenger. Now as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 6.2 liter V8. Now before we hop in the driver's seat, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. And while I'm at it, I'll cut the lights on too. So I was gonna get to that later, but the lights are in the screen. Depending on how you see that, that might be a gift or a curse there. But I actually like having them there. They're very easy to get to, and I really don't use my light switches unless I'm in a predicament, in which case it doesn't matter if it's in the screen or if it's on the left side, whatever. So a nice leather wrap steering wheel here. I like the design. There's the horn. Now I'm going to give a quick run through of the screen. There's quite a bit here, but I have some other reviews of this body style you can check out if you want to kind of get in depth here. Now in terms of the audio, we get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. We have the vehicle status menu here, so we can see things like tire pressure monitor, air filter life, oil life, or you can go into each menu separately and you can see all of that there. Your glove box, hit that. It's right down there. Then back to the home page, you have your ambient lighting you can adjust, your auto park assist, and then your entertainment hub. This is where you can control that screen over there. And then you have Google Maps with the Google Assistant system. This is a 55-inch display altogether. Now in your settings, vehicle settings include your teen driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, and then your Super Cruise lane change. And if you scroll down to your system settings, you can change your language as well as your units of measurement here. Now camera, quite a few views, curbside, backup, front, and then you can actually do an overhead view, even a hitch view for the backup as well. And you have settings that you can fool with that too, or you can turn off your rear automatic braking and your parking sensors right there. Now, second half of your traditional, I should say, infotainment or climate controls in general. Your climate controls are down on the second screen. So you have your heated, cooled seats you can adjust here. Heated steering wheel for the driver as well. And then you can choose temperature on either side there, fan speed. And then in terms of the fan direction, you can go in here and adjust that. So you have little buttons down there, or I should say icons down there, excuse me. Now you have electronic child safety locks, power window lockouts, the controls for the AC right there as well. And then you can actually open or shut the doors from the screen as well. And if you need to stop it halfway for whatever reason, you can do that too. And then again, those headlight controls are there. And that pulls up your camera, push of a button. Now behind the screen, you get a USB-C port on either side, wireless charging pad here, bottle holders, and then if you don't want to use the screen, you can actually use this knob to go through the screen itself. You have shortcuts for the home page, audio, nav as well, and your volume knob is here. You can click that to turn the audio off. Hazards, automatic brake hold, auto stop toggle, and then this button is a shortcut to cut the AC on or off, which I like having. Center console cubby space, you have a USB-C and a USB-A input there that links directly to the radio. 12-volt removable tray there. And then as that shade goes back, your rear camera mirror, OnStar, and then the controls for the sunroof. You can slide, tilt, or you can adjust the sunshade there. Fold the third row, you have the lift gate here, and then the motion sensors here. This is an interior camera. There's gonna be an update to the vehicle that you can get, and then that actually works, but it's not functional right now. But let's show a one-touch slide here. Goes all the way back, and then you can one-touch close it too. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And then vanity mirror. Back up front, left side stop. Rain sense wipers, and then you have your intermittent rear wiper there. Fluid for the front. And then for the shifter, hit the brake, neutral, reverse, drive, and then you can activate your low mode here, press that button, and then you can use the paddle shifters to limit yourself to whatever gear you want to set that up to. And then park. Now for cruise control, you have adaptive, and you can hit this button to turn that on, hold the cancel to go between adaptive and regular if you don't want adaptive for whatever reason. And then when the adaptive is on, you can turn on the lane centering / super cruise right there, and then adjust the gap adjust for the forward collision alert and the adaptive cruise there. Set your speed here, and then you can also heat the steering wheel right here as well. Right side, you can adjust your volume. This is like a check mark, and then you can go through your gauges there. So you have the augmented reality camera, which is nice. And then voice recognition, mute, track list, radio station presets, Bluetooth. This goes to your audio sources, and again, you can use this as a scroll bar to go through that. And then up here, we have our heads-up display. It's not flashing like that. That's just how my camera's picking it up. Push button start. Then finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Escalade ESV Luxury out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this ESV Luxury, I really like how the Escalades ride, especially with the air suspension, magnetic ride control. It just makes for a fantastic ride, which these, without those amenities, already ride very well. This just takes it up a notch, I think. You won't miss it if you've never had it, but once you have it, you can tell the difference. And the air ride and the mag ride just, again, they make for a very plush ride overall. Now I'm gonna change my drive modes. You can see over here, you have Tour Sport, Off-Road, Tow Haul, and My Mode. Since this one has almost 600 miles on it, I'm gonna give it a little something. Usually I don't like to really push these hard, because when I'm reviewing a new one, it's got 3 or 5 miles on it, so I don't want to, burn the tires off. But here, this will be good enough for the break-in period. Again, I'm not going to floor it. Here we go. So that was pretty effortless, very impressive. But I want to give one more thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Escalade ESV today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this, or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But the Super Cruise, absolutely great. And I love having the AR camera here too, where you can kind of see what's going on there, and you want to keep your eyes on the road, but it's nice to have like a picture there as well as be able to see out the front. But I mean, this system is great. The ride here is fantastic. It's so comfortable, and the road noise is not noticeable at all. Now, as I'm getting off this exit, the hands-free will go away, but then when it detects the lane again, I can turn the lane centering on certain roads. Now, for the price point, I think $115,000 is pretty fair for this. Again, this having the touring package is it's really nice. It's very luxurious. This is something that you could definitely chauffeur people around in, and they'll be pretty excited about it, I think. But the Escalade just looks the part, and I think that's what a lot of people miss when you're comparing it to the Navigator, the Grand Wagoneer, even to, let's say, a Benz GLS. The Escalade and the Escalade ESV looks the part in terms of an executive SUV, like a boss's vehicle. Whether you're driving it, whether you're being driven around in it, the space is good, the luxury amenities are good again, and it feels like a six-figure vehicle. It feels like a millionaire's SUV. And you don't necessarily have to be a millionaire to afford to pay for one of these, but it gives you that look, it gives you that feel. And that's why a lot of people get these. That's why they sell so well. Because if you see somebody pulling up in one of these, you know they mean business. So real estate agents like having them. Again, if you're driving for a transport company or whatever, in terms of just you know, chauffeuring people, picking people up, Uber Black, all of that, this is what these are good for. But also, if you just need something for the kids to take trips in and you want to have the nicest thing possible, this is a good thing to do that in as well. But it's just so luxurious. Again, the touring package is I don't want to say a must-have, but if you can afford it, you must have it, because it is nice. It is one of those things that people see and like, oh wow, your car can do that. And it's pretty nice. It's almost like a party trick with Teslas, being able to open and shut the doors without having to pull on them or push them closed. And then, like, even the heads-up display, having the augmented reality camera there, you have heated, cooled seats, heated seats in the second row. You start adding everything up, $115,000, not really that bad in today's economy. Still expensive, but not a complete ripoff in my opinion. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Cadillac Escalade ESV Luxury.